Well, hello, Kurt. Thanks for coming on the This Day in Metal podcast today. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. How are you?
Pretty good. First off, I want to say I'm a huge fan of the band. I've been following you guys and listening forever. Like, what's it been now? 40 years now? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be quiet about that. But, Dan, that's been a lot of great music you put out. And,
Thank you.
I really enjoyed you had you have a new singer, Marc Lopes. How'd that go? How'd you go about hooking up with him?
It's Marc Lopes, actually. Yeah, he
Oh,
gets
Lopes.
called
Okay.
Lopez. It's Marc Lopes. He was a friend of Stet and Steve's, and we had crossed paths in like doing like European festivals and stuff like that. So we he was kind of already in our orbit, is what I've been saying. So we because we didn't want to do, and I didn't really want to do this massive international campaign and make a big production of it, because at the time I wasn't sure if we were going to continue. So it was just more of, well, let's see if we can have something that feels right, take it one step at a time, and we're still kind of in that process. But now we've moved on to trying things and doing the live thing now. So yeah, so that was how he came into the picture.
Nice. So do you have any unreleased songs with Mike Howe? He was an amazing singer, and I would love to hear more songs from him.
Not at this point, no, not really. There might be some in the old archives from all the old analog tapes and stuff, which I still have, fortunately. But yeah, not that I'm really confident about, or anything that would be even listenable at all. That there's nothing that I know of that he would approve of being released. So
Okay.
let's put it that way.
So you have this new album coming out that just came out, May 26th, I believe.
Yep.
Congregation of Annihilation. Could you tell me about the album and how it came about?
Well, right before Mike passed, I had been in contact with him, and we started the process, and I had written a new album, and I delivered it to him, and we had just started the collaboration process. And, then within weeks, or I can't remember exactly the timeline, then I got the call that he had passed. And so that's when so there was a new album sitting there. And so that was kind of why, again, for a couple months, I didn't know if I was going to keep going. It's kind of like having, two singers lose. I'm kind of going, am I missing the message here or something? So I was basically looked at it like, well, after a couple months, I was like, maybe if nothing else, maybe we can do this as a tribute to Mike, because there's a whole album sitting there, and again, did not want to do a massive, campaign for a singer, because it might not work. We might just go, hey, no, we're done. It's time to put it to bed. But, so when we found Mark and things kept working and working, and I also realized that with his voice and the way his delivery, it was a much more aggressive, back to our thrashy kind of roots, more aggressive type of thing. And so that, even though I had this whole album sitting there, half of it was more along the lines of the Mike Howe stuff, which was, for the most part, by today's standards, melodic hard rock,
Right.
and this was definitely something new, which was great, because that kind of made me feel a little more right, in as much as having this, if we are going to continue, let's turn a page. Let's have it be something different. Let's not have it be, just, let's not find a Mike clone. Let's not just try to keep going with what we're doing. Let's do something different. Let's have it be a page, turn a page on it. And so I ended up, when we decided that, okay, we're going to continue moving forward with Mark, so I wrote another batch of songs. So half of it is old songs, half of it is new songs, because we realized that we kind of had a new direction. So that's how it came about.
Nice. The songs are amazing. Do you have any plan of doing a few videos for the songs at all?
We might now. We didn't want to do that at first. We just kind of wanted to see, and also too, doing videos is, I don't know, personally, I don't know how necessary they are with everybody that's got iPhones and everything. Well, everything you do is all posted, and everything is already out there. So, we might do that depending on how things go. But I hate doing videos.
Really?
No, I don't like it. It's so, because you have to pretend, you have to mime, and you have to act like you're, you know, you have to act like you're playing and you're not. And it's just like,
Right.
I like watching other people's videos and I think it's cool sometimes, but to actually do it, it's like, I feel stupid. It's like, you know, because you're miming, you're air guitaring or whatever you're doing, or trying to, it's just not my bag. So it's, you know, but sometimes I guess it might be a necessary evil, but I'm not into it. But we might do it. You know, I love the fact that, you know, the some of the live shows people are posting those, even those certainly aren't professionally done, but people can see the band, you know. So
Well, us old people like watching those videos and stuff. So
yeah, right,
especially
exactly. I love it. Yeah.
Going back to '84 and all those old videos that you guys made, those were classics, man.
Yeah, well, those, you know, it was a different time then too, and there was a reason, because there was MTV. Now everybody's got a phone, everybody's got, you know. I like doing the lyric videos that we did. Right. I mean, that gets the song out there and people hear it, and then, you know, and see that. I don't mind that at all, you know, because I don't have to, you know, act like I'm, you know, doing that.
So you have a few concerts coming up, and a few in-store appearances. I found that really cool. That band still has the time to.
Hey, if there's a record store, man, if there's a record store, I'm there. Yeah, I love going to record stores. We need more of them, and that's why I'm so thrilled with the vinyl revival. You know, it's just like, yeah, bring back record stores. And I'm always digging through used record stores looking for classic old treasures and things like that, because that's all I listen to anymore is vinyl. So.
Well, awesome. I love vinyl too. I had a huge selection, but I sold them. I'm like, you idiot. But
well, I ruined mine when I was a kid. So when CDs came in, I just started buying, you know, started doing CDs. And then when vinyl started getting popular again, I was like, I didn't realize how much I missed it. So then I just started rebuilding my collection. Most of my vinyl that I had as a kid were just damaged, bong water spilled on them, and, you know, and whatever damn party damage and stuff like that. So they weren't worth keeping. So I just started over, you know.
So let's talk about the new album. Do you have any favorite songs off the album? Or, you know?
Yeah, I like Making Monsters, and I like Children of the Lie, because it has one thing that I've always wanted to do. The ending of that song is that little nod to Black Sabbath, where the whole end of the song is like a completely song and they never get back to the original song, where it just shifts gears completely. I love that, and I love that about that song. That and Me the Nothing came out great. I do love Another Judgment Day. As and Say a Prayer with 7 Bullets. I really dig that one. So yeah, those are kind of my favorites.
So do you have a song that you like playing live at all, or have you guys? I don't think you guys have done any concerts since the new album came out. Have you? Or?
Oh yeah, we just did 2 shows, one in Chicago and one in Detroit. Yeah. So we went back and started doing a lot of stuff off the first 2 records, because, you know, well, Mark's voice lends to that, but we also had been doing a lot of the Mike Howe era stuff obviously when Mike was in the band, because that makes sense. But we wanted to go back and do a lot of the stuff that we haven't been doing. Yes, there are the staples that we have to do, but we wanted to, and I really wanted to throw in some, you know, some deep cuts, some surprise tracks off the first 2 records. So that's been really fun, like playing Psycho, for example. You know, that's like, I don't remember if we ever did that, or Burial at Sea. And then there's, you know, a couple off the first record. So, you know, that's been a lot of fun. That's been a lot of fun. And watching the crowd react when we bust into a song that they didn't expect. That's really fun.
That's a surprise and nice. You doing that and surprising the fans that way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite Metal Church album of all time, or do you have one?
No, I really don't. I mean, currently it's the new album, but that's because it's new. You know, I really don't know. It changes. And again, when you're so close to it, when you make a record, you're so close to it, you really can't listen to it anymore. At least I can't, you know, because all I hear is mistakes or things I would have changed or things I would rather do, you know. So that's really a tough one. That's really tough.
Yeah, so, I can't imagine playing the same songs over and over again. That'd be freaking.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always looked at Judas Priest and I go, I wonder if they're tired of playing "Victim of Changes." You know, as much as I love that song, you know, I bet they're like, oh god. But the one thing that is true is nice is that when you do get in front of a crowd, playing a song that you may not like the idea of playing, but when you get in front of a crowd and they're happy, that changes the feel of it. So it's not painful.
So besides being in a metal church and being a vinyl collector, what else do you like to do in your spare time?
See, I write songs and write other music, and I have two other bands that I enjoy writing. I have Presto Ballet, which is my version of 70s prog rock, and I just finished the new Hall of Flame record, which is the rock band that I was in after Metal Church. Okay. And we got together to just do, we were just going to document the songs that would never got released as our second record. So we just thought let's just finish these. Let's not waste them. I mean, it's been 30 years. Let's not waste these songs, you know? And so we got back together and started recording them, and it came out absolutely just light years better than we had expected. So I decided like, no, let's do this. Let's do this. And so that record is done, and that should be coming out in the fall. And definitely we're going to be doing some shows and stuff like that. So I love doing that.
You know, that's awesome. Can't wait to.
Yeah. I don't really do much else other than music. I'm kind of one dimensional.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's
yeah. I don't like, you know, I don't collect anything else. I collect instruments and guitars and vintage synthesizers, and you know, yeah, I do that, and vinyl, and you know, it always has something to do with music. So
what made you want to start playing music in the first place? Like what motivated you? Or...
First memory, the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. That was a February of '64. That following my birthday was in June. That year I got a toy drum set, and because my parents wanted to see if I was going to, you know, stick with it, I beat the crap out of that. And then the following Christmas I got a real one. So it's never stopped. It was like, that's what I want to do. And then in high school during the 70s, you know, going to the concerts and stuff I used to get to go see when I was growing up were just, I mean, I may be old now, but I wouldn't have changed a thing. Man, I got to see, you know, Kansas open for Queen, you know, at a theater. You know, I got to see The Who twice in 1 year. I got to see Rush open for Kiss. You know, I got to see all this stuff. You know, and you know, see Led Zeppelin, and
I was just gonna say, did you see Led Zeppelin at all?
Yeah, twice. Oh, yeah, awesome. And it was like, you know, so that was, and you know, seeing Aerosmith before the drugs took over, when they were just so devastatingly good, you know, that I mean, just all these shows. I look back on the shows we used to, because I lived in Aberdeen when it was 2 hours to Seattle. We used to go every weekend. You know, it seemed like, you know, and we would drive 2 hours and go see it just was. I mean, it was just, I wouldn't have changed a thing. So, I mean, seeing that stuff, you know, was like, that's what I got to do that. I'm doing that, you know.
Yeah, to grow up in that era and see all those amazing bands is friggin' like.
Yeah, it's spoiled.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, you know, it doesn't get any better than that. You know, I mean, that just built the industry. And then, I mean, and the list goes on, you know, on and on and on for years. The bands I used to go see, you know, and it was crazy.
So what are the future plans for Metal Church? What's on the horizon?
Well, all we're doing right now is getting ready. We got a bunch of shows at the end of the month, and we're going to do that. And I mean, so far, so good. We were just taking everything step at a time. And we did our first 2 shows, and they went amazingly well. Mark did a great job. He was received well. So that was very encouraging. So we've got a bunch of shows at the end of this month. We're going to do that. And if things continue, then we're going to continue. So, you know, and the response to the record has been great. So we're going to, you know, keep following up on that. Looks like we got a few shows in Europe coming up, and we're not actually touring at the moment. We're just doing long weekends and fly-ins here because it's just too expensive to tour right now. Like a lot of bands have canceled things because, you know, fuel.
Yeah, I've seen it online there. A lot of the bands, the cost.
Yeah, So we wanted to do, and we knew this prior to all the BS that's going on, but we knew we wanted to do that because I just, you know, even though we are older and I love playing live, we don't really want to live in a tour bus for 2 months if we're playing, you know, some club and we're playing over by the salad bar. You know, we don't. I just like, no, I don't want to do that. So we're just, you know, picking and choosing when we get good offers to play cool places, you know, and then we'll do it. So.
Well, hopefully you come to Toronto because I've yet to see you guys.
Oh, we've tried to come to Toronto like 3 times, and something always happens. Yeah, I want to. I definitely want to, because I love playing Toronto, because my favorite band, Rush, and then I'm also a huge Max Webster, Kim Mitchell fan, and Triumph, and all these great bands from Toronto. So I always love going to Toronto and just like, wow, all my favorite guys have been here, So, because I'm still a goofy fan when it comes down to it, and I still like that. So,
That's
and I have
awesome.
a lot of friends too.
A lot of Canadian bands there you mentioned. I know them all. So.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just kind of funny. Like the other day I was going through and I like looked at the records that I had out listening while I was working out or whatever. And I'm like, wow, I'm only listening to Canadian bands. I was listening to Bryan Adams, who's fantastic. And Hall of Flame used to be managed by Bruce Allen, and so, and I was listening to BTO, and, then I love Kim Mitchell and Max Webster and Rush, of course. And I've been really digging into my old Triumph records, and I'm like, wow, this is interesting. So going through phases and April Wine and all these great bands, and I do love Danko Jones. From what I've heard of his, I really enjoy that too. So, there's just tons of stuff. You guys are killing it. So
sure. Yeah, I just seen the guys in Triumph there not too long ago. They had a documentary, and
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Did you go to that show?
It wasn't a show. It was like
for fan club or something.
Yeah, and then we'll put it on a screen and have fans go there and watch it. So it was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That was very cool. Yeah.
So the band's website is metalchurchofficial.com. I'll just tell everybody, go out there and buy the new album. I mean, it's amazing. You guys are just killing it. The songs are aggressive. Thank
you very much.
Like I'm saying it because I love the band. So.
Oh, thanks very much, man. I appreciate that.
No problem. And I'm glad you came on the podcast today.
Me too.
I guess that's about it. And I guess we'll talk later.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it, man. We'll hopefully see you in Toronto soon.
Okay.